Hello everybody, welcome to another educational video. I'm excited here to present to you guys this educational video here. My name is Richard Adjei and I'm the co-founder and head trader here at Trading Rich. Yesterday, that was Friday, we saw a huge liquidation in the crypto market. Did we see that coming? Yes, we saw that coming, right? How do we see that coming? We saw that coming using technical. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to explain the technical breakdown, reason why the crypto market sold off yesterday, right? And I've made several videos. So if you've not checked it, please check the videos. In our video session, you are going to see a video that I made on Bitcoin, where Bitcoin was going, my short-term target on Bitcoin based on technicals, my short-term target on Ethereum, my short-term target on Solana and XRP. So here again, I'm going to provide you with an update of what happened in the crypto market. So this is what we have to understand. I'm a crypto investor, but I know that crypto is a risk asset. Right? Is a risk asset. I know other people are going to say, oh, it doesn't follow the stock market, all sort of things. You have to understand that the same guys that invest in the stock market are the same guys that invest in crypto, right? Crypto is not different, right? So I'll cut off that myth and then explain to you guys what's happening, right? So that you get educated. Don't just listen to anything you hear on social media. Where are the facts? Where are the charts? The charts are what is the fact, right? That is something that cannot be disputed. The charts are undisputed. You cannot dispute the charts. The chart is the chart. Someone once said, I was reading on social media comments yesterday, someone said the charts and technicals are like mathematics, right? They are like mathematics. So in mathematics, as we all know, there are different ways for us to get to the same answer. You can be using method 1, I can be using method 2. As long as we arrive at the same answer, that's what matters. The charts are like that. We can slice this and dice it to different directions, but at the end of the day, we all end up in the same place. That is why I like the chart. So without much ado, I will just go into the charts and show you guys what happened. So yesterday was one of the single highest liquidation day in the crypto market. So I'll give you a historical breakdown. During the COVID crash, the crypto market lost 1.2 billion in liquidation. When the FTX exchange, crypto exchange crashed, right? The crypto market sold off by, there was 1.6 billion liquidation in one day. Guess what happened yesterday? Yesterday was 19.16, which is, let's approximate it, that is 20 billion liquidation in one day. So it tells you how people were over leveraged. Why did the crypto market sell? The crypto market sold off because the stock market was selling off. So what is Bitcoin? What is the crypto market? Consider Bitcoin and the crypto market as a leverage ETF of the Nasdaq, right? The Nasdaq is where the tech companies are. And because the president of the United States mentioned that he was going to impose 100% tariffs on China, because China were, so basically what China did was that China said they were going to impose export restrictions on all countries, right? So I'm going to share my screen here. Rare earth stocks surge after China tightens grip on global supplies, right? So these rare earth materials and other materials are things that are critical to manufacturing semiconductors, right? And chips. And as we know, chip companies have been chip companies led by Nvidia in the AI boom, have been the central focus of the market. They have lifted this market on its broad shoulders. Without the chip companies or the AI trade, the market will be nowhere at all-time highs as we see it today, right? It's because of these companies. So if China, who is I'll say the second superpower, or because in the biggest economies in the world, China is the number 2 and US is number 1, right? So if China says they have all these rare earth materials, if they say they are blocking the export of it, then it's going to affect business, it's going to affect supply chain, and we cannot produce these chips at the rate that we want it to be, and that's going to affect. And just know that semiconductor chips are everywhere, right? In any electronic material, right? Because you need them to produce those electronic devices. So computers, cell phones, call it whatnot, are being done using chips, right? So every electronic that you know of has a semiconductor in it. Without that, it can't function. Okay, so what China did was China said they were going to block the exports of that, and then they were also going to find file a petition to the World Trade Organization, right, saying that Qualcomm, who has most of its market in the Chinese market, is the American company that has most of its market, is its single major market is the Chinese market. They are going to say, so China say that Qualcomm has a monopoly. They have monopolistic tendencies. So because of that, they are reporting them to the trade organizations to so because of that, they are going to prevent them from doing things in China, right? So that's not a good thing. Okay. And President Trump was planning to go and meet President Xi sometime this year to negotiate the tariff. So just so you know, the tariffs for China, because China is the main economy, like second largest economy, right? The tariffs from US and China has not been, the negotiations have not been finalized. The plan was for President Trump to go to China, meet with President Xi, get everything done. So as part of the deal was that, hey, you guys are going to continue exporting these rare earth materials, everything is fine, we are all good and stuff. Then all of a sudden China say, hey, no, we are going to block the exports of this. And then we're also going to file this petition against Qualcomm, right? Because they are a monopoly. So that got President Trump furious, and he went on through social and wrote a whole book of tweets and talking about, oh, he's going to cancel the trip to China and all that stuff. Again, it's just like it means that they were negotiating between the background, and it became very bad. So he just went out and lashed out, right? And he said yesterday on Friday that they were going to impose 100% tariffs on the tariffs that they have on China already. They were going to impose new tariffs. So we are back to the tariff war. In 2018, as a student of the market and a student of technicals and technical analysis and history, I go back and I look at what happened in 2018. The reason why the market sold off was due to China-US trade wars, and it's because of tariffs. That time it was mainly China, and it caused the market to sell. This time around during Liberation Day, it was everything, right? Everything. It was like all countries, not only China. But you have to know that there's no trade deal here that have been done with China. They are still in negotiation. So immediately that happens, that sends shockwaves to the market. And the market, including the crypto market, has been primed for perfection. It was primed for perfection, like nothing bad is going to happen to it. So people were going over leveraging and stuff. That happens. There's euphoria and stuff. So in this video, I want to teach you how to use technicals. If you were part of our community or you know about technicals, you could have seen this coming from a mile, right? And I've done videos. If you check the videos, you're going to see the video I did on Bitcoin, and I said that's my short-term target. Okay, so let's get the work here. So let me go to the charts here. So I have this is the chart of Bitcoin. Oh boy, this is just interesting. This is the reason why I love technical analysis and charts. It's like there isn't confusion and craziness about it. So here you have. So this is the weekly time frame of Bitcoin. This is the all-time charts on Bitcoin, right? So we have here, this is 2017 highs, okay? And this is 2021 highs on Bitcoin. So in 2021, we have two highs on 2021. We came back down and went back up this second time. And then this one here is the January 2025 highs. So I call this trend line, this is an 8-year trend line from 2017 highs, right? I call this the mother of all trend line. MOAT, MOAT, mother of all trend lines. Mother of all trend lines are very powerful. How do you determine those? Those are long trend lines, long duration trend lines that have lasted in a long time, right? And this is one of the most significant trend lines in the crypto market. If you're a crypto investor and you don't know about this trend line, you are missing out. You are doing things blindly. Yeah. Bitcoin can go to 200,000 and all that stuff. Yeah. But I use the technicals to tell me where price is going in the short to medium term. In the long term, I don't know where Bitcoin is going. Yeah, Bitcoin has the ability to go to 200,000, 180,000 this year. Once we clear and break above, go clear, free clear above this mother of all trend lines. Okay, so here we have, you see that anytime price has come to this mother of all trend lines, crypto or Bitcoin has crashed by 86%. So 80%. So let's keep it as 80%. 2021, it was 81%. Over here, if I use my drawing, my measurement tool here, over here, this in January. It didn't crash as much. It was just 30% crash. That was Liberation Day low kind of thing, right? And then what happened? We are back here again. So one concept that I want to teach you guys is the concepts of failed breakouts, right? Because if you want to break a mother of all trend line, you cannot just break it with one try. It's going to take some time, and there's going to be fights. So there's fights, right, between the bulls and the bears, right? So what you have to know is that if you see a green candle, that means that the bulls won the fight. If you see a red candle, you know that the bears won the fight, right? So here, this is a classic example of it, right? So this is the mother of all trend lines here. This is the fit try. He came here, and then what did he do? He consolidated, right? So let's go to the daily time frame for me to show you what happened here on Bitcoin, right? So on Bitcoin, let me go back to the weekly. On Bitcoin, if you watch the video that I posted on Bitcoin, where it's going to breakout and stuff, so I predicted this breakout here, cracking up this mother of all trend line, and I said that my short-term target was this mini trend line. So this mini trend line is a connection of the July highs and the August highs. You extend it. I call this a mini trend line. Where did price come to? Go back to the daily. The price came here to the top and kissed that mini trend line. And what happened here? Boy, oh boy, it crashed, right? So here it crashed here, putting in what is called a triple bottom, a triple top. Sorry, triple top. One top, and then two top, and then three top. This is a triple top, right? And then this put in a triple top here, and then what did you do? It crashed, right? So it's not out of the woods yet. It's not done. It has not confirmed yet, because this is here. This is a parallel channel that I drew here before Bitcoin came to this mini trend line. And I said that Bitcoin was going to trade here. See, the price came here, bounce, price came. So we are now back at the base of this parallel channel, which is the what? Which is the support level. So price can bounce there and go, right? Price can bounce here and go. So here it's not done yet. It's not out of the woods yet, but it could bounce anytime soon. Okay. So for crypto investors, for crypto traders, Bitcoin, as long as Bitcoin, if Bitcoin hasn't broken above this mini trend line, we are not making new all-time highs. If so, use this as a guide. Anywhere you hear from people, hey, we are going to make, no, you have to watch. We need to come and break this mini trend line. Once we break it, first of all, it needs to come back up, break this mother of all trend lines, break clear of it, and break this upsloping trend line, this mini trend line, then we are going to go, right? So this is not the end of the cycle, of the crypto cycle, or we are not going into a bear market yet. It's not yet time, right? But we are getting there. We are in the bubble and we are getting there. Okay. So let me put in my indicators and go to the Bitcoin chart. Let me go into my indicators and go to my Bitcoin chart here and show you where I think price is going to go. So again, the reason why I use moving averages is that moving averages also helps us to determine support and resistance, and also helps us to determine the trend. So this is the daily chart of Bitcoin here. And as you can see, price came here, and what did it do? It hit this 200 simple moving average, right? Price bounced there. Okay. So for now, this breakdown is not confirmed yet. For the bears to confirm the breakdown, they need to come and clear this bottom, this lows. We need to clear this low. But if we don't clear these lows, then we are going to go up. We are going to do a reversal, right? So here, let me go to the weekly and show you what's happening here. We got this. So this is a weekly candle when it cracked went to new all-time highs. New all-time highs here. This one, right? This mini trend line, all-time highs. And then here, yet this week, last week, the work was done, but it wasn't done yet. It's not done yet, right? The work is not, so it's not a confirmed breakdown yet. A confirmed breakdown is going to happen when we crack below 104,000, right? Or 100, to be precise, $104,999, right? That's when we are going to crack below that. So until then, the bulls have a fighting chance, right? As long as they can hold this zone, these two trend lines, these two support levels, they can do a reversal. And then note that on Wall Street, there's a saying that failed breakdowns or failed breakouts, the reversals can be very devastating, right? So we can see that kind of reversal. So all what President Trump needs to do this weekend and things is for cooler heads to prevail, for them to have some kind of agreement and cool off. Once it cools off, boom, we are going to get a move. So where do I see Bitcoin going next? If the breakdown is confirmed, the sell-off is confirmed, right? It's going to come here. You see here? This is the 50 simple moving average. 50 simple moving average on the weekly. This is the weekly time frame, right? This is a weekly. So if price comes here, that's a place where the sell must stop and we can get a reversal. Because look at it. The last time price came here, what did it do? It bounced. Came here, it bounced. Came here, it bounced, right? So there's this famous quote from the business coach and motivational speaker Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins says that pattern recognition is a quote on pattern recognition. It says, if you can recognize patterns, you have an edge. That's what technical analysis is about. If you can recognize patterns, you have an edge. No matter the situation, you will recognize the patterns, learn how to use it, create something new, and dominate. I love this, right? So take notes of this quote. I love this because if you want to dominate in the market, you have to understand technicals and you have to understand patterns, because technicals is all about patterns, right? So that's what I've shown you, the pattern here. So this pattern recognition on Bitcoin. Okay, so that will bring us to 99,000 somewhere here. And so this is a place where I'm looking. But if the sell-off is if the sell-off is intense, we could even come as low as this area. Like this is somewhere here, 73,000 is like our previous all-time highs. But I believe that once we get here is an ideal place where buyers are going to step in and we are going to get a reversal. So this is not the end of the cycle for Bitcoin. I believe that when all is said and done and cooler heads prevail, because this pullback was needed. Right, so let me use my measurement tool to see where it is. If we come here, that's going to be 21% correction. And if we come here to the next level, that's going to be 42%, right? That's if the sell-off continues. But I think that once it gets here, we are going to get a bounce and then it's going to reverse. And then once it reverses, it's going to reverse together with the stock market. If the stock market is down, crypto is going to be down, especially the Nasdaq. If the Nasdaq is down, the crypto market is down. Because why is crypto? The question you have to ask yourself is that why is crypto worried about trade wars with China? Why? It shouldn't be worried about it because it has nothing to do with that. The stock market should be worried because you have semiconductor companies and stuff. Why is crypto worried? Because it has nothing to do with it, but it's sold because it tells you that the guys that control the stock market are the guys that control the crypto market. Don't get it twisted, right? So that's what is going to happen. Okay, so short-term target to the downside is 99,000 ish, and then we can get it from there. Okay, so next one I'm going to look at is Ethereum, right? Ethereum is the number 2 cryptocurrency. So here, once Bitcoin is able to break above this mini trend line, we can push up, and I think Bitcoin can make higher, meet higher targets, right? I believe Bitcoin by the end of the year, if everything is good and the US economy does not crack and go into a recession, I think that Bitcoin can go to 160,000 or even 180,000 once we break clear of this mother of all trend lines, right? And the upper mini trend line. Okay, so usually when you break a mother of all trend line, it leads to a massive squeeze to the upside because all those guys that have been shorting it, they have to clear and cover, and that's going to cause the big rally. So that's the technical reason where we can get to numbers like 160,000 and stuff like that before the end of the year. Okay, all right, but until then, is now the ball is in the court of the best Team Red. We see what they can do with it. If they fail, again, failed breakdowns lead to devastating reversals. So write that down. Okay, so next one is Ethereum. Right? Ethereum. So Ethereum is the number 2 cryptocurrency. ETH, number 2 cryptocurrency. And boy, oh boy, oh my God, like I love this stuff, right? Look at this thing. So this is a chart that I talked about in one of the educational videos here. So you can check the videos and see what I talked about Ethereum, right? I said Ethereum it was trading around this area here. I said Ethereum was going to come up to this parallel channel. So here we have this called a bull flag, right? Right, this is a flagpole and this is your flag, right? And we've been trading within this up and down. So now Ethereum came here. What did it do? It popped, right? And it got to this area. It broke above this bull flag, right? This flag, right? But it was a failed breakout. Again, failed breakouts lead to devastating reversals. Here it is. Immediately this wiped out this. Immediately on Tuesday, immediately this wiped out this. It tells it was a sign that it's coming back down, right? It's coming back down. The next target will be the bottom of the parallel, the base here. That's where I'm looking at, the bottom of the parallel. And if it bounces here, so you see that this is called what? A failed breakdown. We are not done yet. So if this is able to break below this, we are going to go down, right? We are going to go down, but it's not done yet. The job is not done yet, right? It's not done yet, but it takes time for it to get done. So for Ethereum, what I'm looking at is that I expect if price continues selling, at least I expect price to come here, put in like a double bottom or even here, and then you can bounce, right? But if the sell-off continues, we can head down further. So let me put in the indicators and show you where Ethereum will head to in case the sell-off continues. So this Ethereum here, and you see this wedge pattern here. Let's go to, so here we came to the 20 SMA on the weekly, right? Weekly SMA. So here it bounced here. So let's see if we can discover any patterns here. Okay, let's look at any patterns. So you see, the last time we came here to this 20, price bounced and it made this rally. So we can go again as long as we don't break below this area, right? As long as we don't break below this area, this is going to bounce and is going to go from there. So for now, I see this as being the area where price can bounce, but apart from that, we can go higher from there. Okay, so I see Ethereum as something that if the bounce happens, it can go, right? But if it doesn't, then it can head down to the 200. 200 SMA. Okay. All right. So next thing I'm going to talk about, next ticker here is going to be Solana. That's the number 3 cryptocurrency, Solana. So Solana is this, Solana here. Solana USD. Solana, where are you? So this is, yeah, Solana. So this Solana, this is not even funny, right? These are trend lines that I drew on my chart. I've not even touched it. Look at that, right? So you see this came here, it went up. What did he do? In my video, I said that Solana has a job to do. He needs to clear this downsloping trend line. He couldn't get a job done, and he got what? A failed breakout, right? Putting in a topping tail, and then what this is sold off, and then it came back down here. Okay, so Solana still has room to come down. If this sell-off continues, maybe perhaps it might come all the way here, or it might even come here. We shall see how that goes. Next one is XRP. XRP is this. So with XRP, oh boy, oh, this is crazy. Oh my goodness, this is crazy. Look at XRP. So XRP again, this is a trend line that I drew on my chart here, and XRP had a job to do to break above this trend line. He couldn't get it, and what happened? He just sold off, right? So here, this bottoming tail here tells me that there's buying pressure. People are buying the dip, and the reversal can be devastating, right? You can get a devastating reversal. So nothing to be scared about. This is not the end of the crypto cycle. There's still more upside coming. So don't be worried about the fear and stuff. But we can get, the market is going to reverse at some point when cooler heads prevail, when China and US and they go back to the negotiation table and get things done. So that's about it for this crypto video. I hope you learned something from this. So if you've not subscribed to the channel, please do. There are many people that watch these videos, but 50% of them have not subscribed. So please make sure that you subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, like the video if you learned something from it, and also most importantly, let me know what you learned from this video, so that it's going to help me continue making them, and let me know if it was valuable and it was insightful to you. Okay. All right, thank you very much. Have a great day.